Welcome back to another episode of Community Capital. My name is Rob Johnson. We have another great show for you today. Joining me in studio, we have Ashley, and Mackenzie. Full house here around the podcast table. They're from Medi-Weightloss. They have a new location in Brighton, which opened up in 2025, and the original location in Jackson started in 2023. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
This is the most full podcast table I've had in a minute, so I'm going to shift my perspective as we're going through and talking. So, Ashley is the founder, starter of the company. Walk me through just at a high level what Medi does.
Yeah, so Medi is a great company because they look at the person's total well-being. So obviously we are known for our weight loss program, but also we have a huge wellness aspect behind the program as well.
Ashley and Mackenzie, how do you both fit into this puzzle at the clinic? Walk me through what each of you do. Mackenzie, we'll start with you.
Okay. I'm one of the providers. I'm the nurse practitioner there. So I think that Medi is also amazing because obesity is a very huge epidemic. And there's multifactorial reasons for that, diet, exercise, behavior modification, all of those things. And so when I have someone come in, we give them an array of options. Sometimes just people want to do diet alone. So we kind of review healthy lifestyle, food decisions. And then I come into play too if some of our clients need a little bit of added support when it comes to the medication aspect. So, I'll look at their labs and I order, medications to help them with their journey.
And how long have you been with the practice?
I actually started with Medi in December, more kind of full-time in January.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Very good. And Ashley?
So I actually manage our Jackson location. I've been with Medi since October of 2024, and I've helped in the Brighton area as well every so often. And I'll be actually helping assist with our grand opening that we'll be having next week as well. I absolutely love Medi-Weightloss and the program that they have to offer because we truly show care for each and every patient by individualizing their program. This is not a one-size-fits-all program, and so they're obviously every person is going to have different medical histories and backgrounds and knowledge, and we're there to help support and guide them and present them with resources that will continue allowing them to make healthier choices and live a healthier lifestyle.
So let's zoom into the journey of somebody who works with your clinic. What does that patient journey look like start to finish in general? I'm sure it's different for everybody, but ideally, when you look at your ideal client profile, what does that look like?
Yeah, so the overall journey, because we do not only help you lose the weight, so that's what we call the acute phase of the program. So the most important part of this phase is the accountability, right? Because weight loss is hard on your own. So we help to hold you accountable to help you reach your goals. And then we have another phase called short-term maintenance. This is to teach you how to maintain it, because there's a lot of programs out there that will give you short, quick fix promises, but what usually happens is you end up going right back to where you started. So with the short-term maintenance and the wellness part of our program, it's really a journey, and we not only help you to get there, we help you to maintain it for a lifestyle type change.
I imagine somewhere between 2023 and now, the surge of GLP-1s has that changed anything with your guys' industry, or how that impacts how you work with patients or anything like that?
I would say occasionally we do get patients who reach out to us who are interested, but they're only interested in the GLP-1 and not necessarily the nutritional counseling of it. And although that's fantastic, this isn't, like she said, this is not a quick fix. We want to be able to educate you and be able to teach you new habits and allow you to understand the choices that you are making that will only keep you healthier and successful for the future as well. So the GLPs are an amazing tool for people, but we go one step further in being able to provide them that longevity in their weight loss journey and keeping that weight off. A lot of times we hear people talking to us about, oh, I know so-and-so who's on a GLP, but then they gained all their weight back as soon as they came off it. Well, number one, they're most likely buying it from an online source. And it's very accessible online, as you may have seen. And that's fantastic. But if you don't have the knowledge and the education to continue that outside of those injections, there is a good chance you are going to gain that weight back. And we want to be able to provide tools to keep people successful, even when they're not on the GLPs.
Yeah, that makes sense, because it sounds like what you're promoting is a lifestyle change. Like you're trying to get people into a habit, a discipline where things are consistent, far beyond after they stop working with you, where it's just, it's now just a everyday fact of life, how they operate and work, so they can maintain the lifestyle. Does that sound right?
Correct.
Great. So what else should listeners know about the practice and what you guys do and what makes you different?
One thing I would like to say, if you don't mind, is, our assessments are free. So by all means, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to explain what we do and how we do it. We also accept most major insurance plans as well. We also accept flexible spending accounts and health savings accounts, so that oftentimes is very attractive to people because they have those funds available. And so it makes it easier for them to begin the program by having those tools to them.
Excellent. And then Ashley, since you've started, is there one particular story or something that's happened in the practice that you've looked back and been just super happy to be a part of?
Oh, yes. Tons of stories. So one thing that you had mentioned, like what separates us from other programs, is we are community. So a lot of people that walk through our doors, they almost consider us like family or friends. We try to personalize it for each individual and know that they might need support in other ways than the standard protocol for weight loss. So we're big into nutrition, right? And making sure that your body is functioning properly to help you to lose the weight, so you don't feel like you're struggling or starving or, don't have the energy to be able to take the time for yourself.
Mackenzie, anything to add there?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's just really exciting when we have, patients that are coming in that are reaching their goal, and it's all of those little wins that they have, like having more energy. They're sleeping better at night. They're feeling more like, confident in their body. They have the energy to like chase after their grandkids and stuff. So I think it's all of those goals that you don't see the numbers on the scale, that feels like you're helping them just live an overall better quality of life that's truly like meaningful. Some of them can get taken off of their medications. We try to partner with their healthcare providers and stuff because we're not managing those things. But, seeing, I did have this one client that had very high blood pressure, and, he's lost over 20 pounds and his blood pressure is starting to come down. So those are just like really rewarding things on why we do, what we do. So.
Great. And Ashley, I know you mentioned the assessments, but is there any one place that you'd like people to start if they're listening to this and they're like, man, I do want to get involved. I want to go check out the clinic. What's the best place for them to start that journey at?
I say the easiest place is right from your cell phone. Check out our social media page. We post testimonials all the time on there of our patients. They're not something that corporates put out. They're real patients in our clinics. We post different events and specials that we have going on, and just see, get a feel. Everyone's on their phone. Everyone's on social media. So, take 2 seconds, check out the Medi-Weightloss Brighton page, check out the Medi-Weightloss Jackson page, and just kind of, immerse yourself in that a little bit to truly see what we're about, and then reach out after that. I mentioned earlier, next week we do have our grand opening going on at the Brighton location at 9 a.m. Come on down. We're partnering with local businesses, Orange Theory, Beyond Juice, and the Yoga Center for Family Health. And so they're going to be there, as well as one of the radio stations here in town. So come on out. It's a free event. We're giving away tons and tons of prizes, and you can learn a little bit more about our clinics, meet the providers, meet the staff, see what the clinic's all about.
Great. And what's the date for that?
Wednesday, May 13th from 9 a.m. to noon.
All right. Very good. All right, everyone, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of Community Capital. We certainly appreciate you watching. If you want to learn more about today's guest, check out the show notes. They have a grand opening in Brighton on May 13th. You can check out all the details for that at the Chamber website as well. Apart from that, we'll catch you next week with a new episode. Take care.